Hey, back in the shop with I Can Fix It. We got a Hummel today and we're going to look at something real quick. And that is this bolt back here with this nut and a spring. And that is your, you've got 3 settings for head pressure when you're sanding on the Hummel. And they're connected to that rod up top, and that's what that is for. But that's a very precise adjustment. If you do not have a scale set up in a shop, and it has to be set up properly and stable, so that when the wheels are on the floor, only the drum touches the scale to read drum pressure, and they both have to be perfectly at the same plane, same level across. If the scale's a little higher or a little lower than where the floor that the wheels are on, then it will not read properly. You'll have an inaccurate reading. So typically this is something that's done in a service center, not something you can do on job site. But what I do see a lot is guys adjusting this on a job site. And like this machine here, I cannot even get it into the heavy setting because the spring is so tight. There's no way to move it, to move the lever. So guys will say, my sander's not sanding right, it's not sanding as hard as it was, and I cranked up the pressure. Okay, so let's look at that. You cranked up the pressure by turning this nut down further, which pulls this up, which pulls pressure on that spring. Okay, and that's connected to your drum rod. When you do that, okay, when you put pressure on that spring, this arm goes that way. Now we're looking at the bottom of the machine, right? Okay, you'll notice when that arm drops down, when that spring pulls in, that arm drops down, which way do the wheels go? They go toward the floor. If the wheels go closer to the floor, the drum goes further away from the floor. Wheels drop down, drum lifts up. So essentially what you're doing by cranking this down, not only are you messing up your 3 settings for the amount of pressure on your drum, you crank this down, you're actually just taking more pressure off the drum. Sometimes you can do that to the point that it's not really even touching the floor. Sometimes it just skips across. So if it ain't sanding right and you crank that down, you messed it up. Again, this should be set in a shop because you have 3 settings, and there are 3 drum pressure settings that a Hummel is built to be at from the factory. And so when we get them in the shop, we have everything set up to set that back where it belongs. But again, if you're out in the field and you're having issues and you think, well, it's not cutting very good, I'm gonna crank up the pressure, don't do this, because that is taking pressure off the drum once again. So anyway, hopefully that's helpful. Good piece of information to have, and hopefully this helps you guys out. Hit like on our channel, tell your friends about us, and until next time, I Can Fix It.